My intros. Well, welcome back to another episode of Free Texas Campaign, chatting with the Queen. Of course, I am the Queen of Collaborations is what they call me across these social media platforms. But I just believe in being an outlet to be a voice for those that think that they don't have a voice or an outlet. I am the change that I desire to see in this world, and I want to provide that for others as well. So today we are at it again, y'all. We are sharing from behind the walls of those that are incarcerated in this great old state of Texas. I tell you, we're going to continue to bring awareness to what's going on in the state of Texas until somebody wake up and say they want to help and they want to see change. Change will only come when they want to change. So today I have, and y'all have heard him before on the platform, he's going to come back and share with us again from his perspective. I have Mr. Kasey Woodard. Mr. Kasey, how are you today?
How you doing? Oh, I'm beautiful, beautiful. It's a sad time in this business right now because another individual has taken his life. Suicide is a mass problem in here, and people are giving up, and it really hurt me because I was in the infirmary last night when the individual they brought him in. It was really sad. It still affects me right now today.
Wow. And this month is National Suicide Prevention Month as well as Prison Awareness Month. So you're talking about two things that coincide. We're trying to bring light to the things that are going on behind prison wall and trying to bring light to suicide because it's real. Suicide is real. And as a suicide attempt survivor, I am very passionate about bringing awareness to this and letting individuals know that there is a way out. I'm grateful. Today, I just want you to share because I know that you may not be in a so great place right now, um, mentally or emotionally, because being around that. I heard you say you was in the infirmary when they brought him in. How has that affected you mentally and emotionally since observing that?
Personally, having myself being a suicide survivor, having given up on life myself and tried to take my life 3 times. So personally, I know about being in a dark place. I know about the feeling of giving up. I know about the feeling that you're not feeling good about where you at in your life, personally, emotionally, psychologically, feeling that you're a failure, that you being around is a burden to your family, and you want to escape. You want to escape the pain, the hurt that's going on inside. So I understand personally how something like that can grip you, especially if you got a lot of time and you're in prison and existing here in this environment and not having love from the outside from a family member. You can't get in touch with them, or they're not writing you, or just you just in a void, just you don't know how to get out that dark spot in that hole. And it affects me personally in that level because I've been there. But I'm sad because it really, this person, they gave up. They didn't have no hope. That light and spark in the world is gone in him. There's no legacy that he has for anyone that's come behind him. If he had kids, if he didn't have a child, it's just so many things that's in my mind. It's just, I wish I could have talked to him. I wish I could have had a chance, the opportunity to tell him that it does get better. You gotta have faith And a lot of people lose faith. They lose belief in God. And God is a strong spirit inside of individuals like that they need that. But some people don't know how to talk to God. They don't know how to go inside this spiritual being, to speak to God, to allow him to affect their lives in the way that, okay, it's going to get better day by day. Okay, this is not the last of anything. I have opportunity to one day get out. They can't see that, not with that wall that's built up around them, and they feel like nobody's there to talk to. And it gets like that, Ms. Angela, and it hurts me deeply that something like that has transpired once again. Last month we had 3 people that committed suicide. It's the beginning of a month, of the whole new month, and here it is again, another cycle of someone giving up. And it's hard. It's hard. We got field ministers here, other inmates that really tries to do the best they can to reach certain individuals, but certain people don't feel comfortable talking to anyone.
And
they don't.
And I hear you say, and I heard the other gentleman say that they have, some peer counselors. They need professionals. That you're in an environment where, and I'm just going to put it out there because this is a stigma that we as Black people, brown people, indigenous people have suffered for so long, because everybody has told us that you got to be strong. You pray about it. Yeah, but God He equipped people. He gave these names. He gave these jobs. He gave these titles to these people so that they would be in place, because he knew that one day this person was going to be needed. He knew that a psychiatrist was going to be needed. He knew that a counselor was going to be needed. He put those things in place. So we have to utilize them. We have to come from that stigma of, we got to be strong. Yeah, I thought I had to be strong for so long until I just couldn't be strong no more. And I had to break down and see a psychiatrist, and I had to break down and see 2 therapists. But when I did that, I was able to regroup. I was able to get back on my feet. I was able to get a footing. I was able to see the light at the end of the tunnel. Even though it may took me a long time to get to that light, I was able to once again see that light. And that's why a lot of people are missing out, because they don't understand that it's bigger than throwing some oil on my head and praying for me. Sometimes I need to go sit down. And even I've heard ministers, people that are in the ministry here lately, have said that, because they've come to the rationality and to natural sense of understanding that, hey, we do need this. They're a part of making the body whole. And the prison system needs to wake up and understand that it's okay to have the peer counselors, but you need professionals that can handle this. They can sit them down, because what it is a lot of people are dealing with guilt. A lot of people are dealing with unforgiveness, because number one, we are harder on ourselves than anybody else. So whatever we may have done, we find it hard to forgive ourselves. And we walk around in unforgiveness, and we carry that guilt. And when we carry that guilt, then it's like we're in a black hole and we can't come out of that hole. Ain't nothing that somebody told me, something that I dealt with, something that I had to go through. And I went through it. And I thank God for grace and mercy, because if it had not been for grace and mercy, I wouldn't be here having this conversation with you. Because you look at you're listening to somebody, and those that are watching are looking at somebody that I lost count of how many times I tried to take my own life, because I was in a dark place. I was in a place where I felt that if I was not here, that everybody would be in a better place, not knowing that that would have caused more harm on them and would have caused more turmoil than me being here. At least being here, I can work through those things. Me not being here.
That's the good spot that you did, Ms. That's because you sought out help from a professional. I myself, I still deal with anxiety occasionally through situations that I go through. I had to learn how to identify when I'm having a trigger. And when I have a trigger that happened in my life, I put in a request to see a psychiatrist. I have to have someone to talk. You got to have someone to talk to be able to release the bile of the pressure that is built up inside of you. We all have our moments. We all have our vices where something in our life triggers us to go into these places that we don't want to be. So I had to identify with myself that, okay, I have these certain things that I know when I have pressure that's building up on me where I have to get it off of me, where I need someone to talk to me professionally to guide me through what I'm going through. Now, if you leave it up from on me myself to be able to do this, before I knew that I had these avenues of how to go get these things from counseling, I wouldn't have known it, because a lot of times people are afraid of what people think about them. Oh, I'm not crazy. Ain't nothing wrong with me. But no, it's not for being labeled or someone speaking about you. Whatever's going on with your person, you got to get professional help. Some people think that they can go to a clergy member, they can go to the church, that God can do it and prayer can do it. Sometimes that's not enough. Sometimes you have to talk to someone professionally in order to guide you through whatever you're going through, to identify that there's a problem so that you can find whatever is needed to fix what's going on with you mentally. And some people are trying to do it on their own. You can't do it on your own.
But you said something again. You said something again that you can't, some people can't go. But see, the thing is about identifying. Once you identify, and you may have to go to a professional to identify the problem. And then once you have the problem identified, then you can take it back to your pastor, and they can be praying for you, and they can be doing all this stuff for you. But it's got to be identified. You got to know what the issue is. And like with me, no, I can do these things and I do these things, but I have my days too, and I tell people, I battled with depression for almost 15 years. I didn't know what it was. Never knew I was having this issue until I went through domestic violence and was diagnosed with PTSD, and then they told me I had a severe case of depression. I've been dealing with depression since I lost my mom. I lost my mom 12 days after my 16th birthday. Since 91, I had been dealing with depression, been dealing with grief, didn't even know what it was, because you got to be strong. You got to be strong. So I was just going through the motions. You wonder why you have mood swings. Yeah, you look back and you see all these different things that transpired in your life, and then you can put the finger on it and say, "Oh, I was dealing with that. Now I know what it is. Now I can identify." See, you said that. Now you know your triggers. Now I know my triggers. Now I know when I'm getting depressed. Now I know when I'm not myself. I know when I need to reach out and seek guidance, or reach out and talk to a friend and vent and let some things out so that I can move on. But see, a lot of people don't do that. A lot of people don't have those outlets. What are some of the things that you think, if TDCJ had in place, would help some of these people that are dealing with these issues, that may have lost hope, that they can't see the light at the end of the tunnel? Go ahead.
First thing you have to do, they have to have employees. If you don't have no employees to man the ship, how are you going to be able to have it function properly? They don't have the people or the manpower to work in the prison right now. So a lot of times they're understaffed, and they don't have the people to identify what the problem is, because they're antisocial. They don't interact or mingle with the inmates to see if this person is all right, to see what's going on. They can't identify when somebody is pulling back away from other people. They're not talking. They're not socializing. There's too much work to put in to identify the problems with officers. And then if you don't have the officers and there's a deprivation in them having these different individuals to see it, you trust the inmate peer counselors that you have walking around here to try to identify things with inmates, and they're not qualified to do that because they don't have no kind of psychological degree or they're not a psychiatrist. So how are they going to identify? They got their own issues that they learn how to interact with individuals through a class or a course, but they don't have the people here working to keep the environment safe, to see the inmates that are problems, to know that, okay, this person is acting different. They don't have individuals around here to do that. So how are you going to try to fix something when you still got a problem with trying to find people to work here? There's a mass problems in all. I look at all correctional facilities that I read the paper about. There's issues, and the issue is finding employees, and the issue is also to stop the hustling of the employees that they have coming into prison. There's too many facets that's going on to undermine the whole function of a prison. So they got too many things to try to solve to try to worry about an inmate. So they're not worried about us. They're not worried about our mental status. They're not worried about that issue. They're just trying to keep everything afloat so they can just run as best they can, manage it with what they have here. And it's a great problem, Ms. Angela. And I look at the thing like this here. Even if you have inmates here that get out of prison, okay, some of them do guards duties anyway. Why not seek to employ ex-offenders as guards? That's an issue, but you can do that. They get benefits, they can get paid, and you have somebody to man the ship. But it's too many things that you deny. They deny not wanting the public to see, and it's a well-off fact right now that the mass problem right now is shortage of staff. Shortage of staff is the biggest issue, and that's the problem that needs to be met right now so that they can have people, so you can stop the suicide, so you can stop the drug overdose, so you can stop the raping, so you can stop people stabbing and killing each other. These are issues. Problems happen. But if you don't have nobody to really see the issues from the outside to know, hey, the guards need more money. They're not getting paid what they need for the job that they're doing. Okay, another thing is that what are you going to do if you can give these incentives to them? You need AC in here. They don't like running around in heat. It's hot in here for us. It's hot for them. They complain about it just like we complain about it. Install the AC units. Y'all put the money out there now. Start putting them in now.
It's simple, and I talked about this. I shared this with somebody else. When if this is a $1 trillion business, then you need to have it staffed like a $1 trillion business, because that's what it's. I look at a lot of the different states that believe in rehabilitation, believe in giving prisoners a second chance, and believe in re-entry. I look at how their facilities are run. Correction officers are paid well. Their facilities are not ran down. Their meals are appropriate. I mean, they have healthy meals. You just have to look at the different, and there's a lot of places that's not like that, and you getting the same. You hearing the same story. You look at the states that will not pay their prisoners, and those are the states that we have the high numbers in. But the states that will pay their prisoners, offer their prisoners a second chance. You look at those that come to work. They want to come to work. See, I was a correctional officer. I've been a correctional officer, and I the reason why I left was because I was seeing a lot of the things that you talk about. I didn't want to see that. And that's the reason why they cannot keep people, because a lot of people, they've been instructed to go in and do a job and don't try to change nothing. Because they don't want change. They want stuff to stay the way it is because they don't believe in rehabilitating. They don't want you to go in there trying to save nobody. They just want you to go in there and count them and to help keep them beds filled. That's all they want because you're just another dollar. The bodies in them beds is $1 for them.
It's capitalism. That's the main thing about capitalism. TDC is a corporation. And corporations, they're going to do what's best for the business. They're going to do what's best for the stockholders. What's best for the stockholders is to keep the beds filled. What's best for the stockholders is to make money. You make money with the tablets. You make money with the movies you put on there, with the services that you have to pay for. People that's incarcerated, they want to watch movies. They want to do the other things on the tablet, playing games, and it costs. So if they got a need that's going to be filled for that, it's a blind set. It's about the money. It's always going to be about the corporate billions.
But you feeding them slop. You're feeding peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Why is they not getting? I listen to New York. You go to New York, you will not get no peanut butter. They feed their inmates like they was getting school meal. Not only that, they have options where they can, their family, if they feel like they want other stuff, they can take them a box every other month where that's filled with things that they have on the list that they could get. And they can take that box inside.
They're going to take away from the business. They're not going to do that here, Ms. Ashley, because the commissary is ran by individuals that was affiliated in politics and government. The Bush family. The Bush family owns Barcode. Barcode is another entity where they make money. So it's about the money. People that's been affiliated with governmentship in Texas government, they got investments in here. You got people that's
Barker, God rest his soul.
They invested in the tablets. So if you got people that's invested in these different type of entities that brought them to us, which they feel like they're saying it's a service. Yes, they have things on there that can help you. That's free. They got certain things on there. That's free. That can't help you. But like I said, people are going to be begging their family, hey, can you send me some money so I can watch a movie? Can you send this? I want to get this. But they're not looking at that. Let me tell you, I get a special meal. I get a gluten-free meal. This weekend, this is what my meal was. I had a cup of peanut butter in a styrofoam cup. It was like a third of a cup. And they gave me, I can't eat bread, so they gave me a corn tortilla with about an ounce of chicken meat in there. And they said I'm supposed to have 4 ounces of meat. That is what I had. It barely fit in my hand, in one hand. So you feeding a grown man this type of meal. And then the second meal, they gave me some ground meat and 1 taco shell and a little bit of peanut butter again. But this is what and then you didn't give me no tortillas. You didn't give me nothing to eat with it. But this is how you feed a grown man. If it wouldn't been for my family sending me money, I'd be having hunger pains at night. I'd be hungry. But my family, they look out for me, so I'm one of the ones that's privileged that I can go to commissary, that I can get these things. Yes, it's a business. It's always going to be about the money. It's always going to be about what can I make for the corporation? What can I do to benefit my investors? It's not about the welfare or the well-being of the inmate. They're saying that people hadn't died here since 2012. That is not true. If someone died on the unit and is heat exposed, why aren't you taking the temperature of the inmate that died and see if there was heat exposed? They're not doing that. They're taking them outside the prison and let them go to the hospital and saying that they died on the way. Then you take the temperature of the body probably after they've been in the hospital in the AC unit for a while, and the temperature of the body going to be down. So nothing's not going to be accurate. Everything is going to be a lie again. You're covering up the lie from saying that someone died on the prison, and you're saying that they died on the way to the hospital. See, there's too many things that you can get around all the nonsense saying that to take responsibility. There's always going to be, okay, if you're not taking responsibility that the inmate died here and you're saying he died on the way to the hospital, okay, so that's going to leave that people on the units are lying. Then you got a medical examiner that's on the outside that's helping you lie, and then you got whoever else that's doing the death report that's lying. So these things right here are all contributed to the lie. Where's the truth at? You know, there's not going to be no truth in that. Given it all.
It's all part of the corruption. It's all part of the corruption that is running rampant in the state of Texas. I mean, you can Google these things and you see what is going on. But as long as people are being quiet and people are accepting of this, it's going to continue to happen. If I had family members that was inside the prison, I would be making noise every single day. I would be calling for this and calling for that and calling these Congress people. I would be calling the governor. I would be writing letters and having people write letters constantly, because one day somebody gonna wake up and say, well, we getting enough complaints, we need to investigate this, and it's gonna get into the right hand, and somebody gonna say, okay, well, what is going on over there? Why is I keep getting all these letters? Why am I keep getting all this? But if just one or two or three people doing it, no. It needs to be everybody in unison doing this. They need to be complaining, because all of y'all are suffering over there. It's not a few of y'all. All of y'all are going through that.
See, and this is another part of the picture, though. Okay, if you're not trying to help the situation, or you're not trying to better, why are y'all denying criminal reform? Why are you not trying to do something different? Why are you not trying to implement things to ease the crowdiness that's in prison? Why are you not trying to do something different in the Justice Department of coming from the courts? The courts, they're being more hands and hard on individuals, sentencing more time. I'm a victim of that. I'm a victim of what happened in court to me. But I've given that story, but the whole analysis of it is, if you don't know the law and you're ignorant of the law, they said it's not an excuse. They said that just because I don't understand their operation of how they're doing it, because I'm ignorant of what they're doing to me, it's my fault. You don't give me a lawyer that represent me properly. You don't do none of these things. So it's a deeper meaning on everything. And I appreciate your opportunity to talk on your platform. And I'm asking the public, pray for this unit, pray for the individual that lost their family member. And it's a hard thing. Once again, my name is Kasey Woodard. My TDC number is 168-3459. And I appreciate the opportunity to be able to talk to you today.
Amen. Well, I thank you for stopping by and sharing, like always. I tell y'all, if you are listening and you are in the state of Texas, write your congressman, write your governor, write those that are in place, those that have the power that can make change, y'all, because change has to come. We can't keep watching individuals lose their lives. There has to be some type of rehabilitation and giving these people a second chance, giving these people an opportunity to get back in society. But they are locking these people up and they're throwing away the key, and they're saying the hell with them is what they're saying. It's not me, it's not my family, so forget it. And that's what a lot of these Congress people are doing. These people that have the power, that can put these laws in place, and that can reconstruct some stuff, that can revamp some stuff. So again, we calling y'all out. The governor, Greg Abbott, Sheila Jackson Lee, Congresswoman. You got Ron Reynolds. You got Carlos Sherman, Monica De La Cruz. And then there's a whole bunch of y'all. The 20 new caucus up under Ron Reynolds. What are y'all doing about this corruption? What are y'all doing about this prison system that needs to be revamped? Y'all know that there has been corruption for the last 3 to 4 decades. But yet y'all still allow it to happen. Stop being about power and money and think about these human beings and the lives that you guys have affected and how you are affecting life. If we had people that can reach in a society and be productive in society, then they can speak back to those that are coming up, the youth that are coming up, and change can begin to happen.